Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening everyone, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be talking on overthinking and how to stop overthinking. And today is day 95 in our Monday Sutta discussion. So it's been long time. It's been a long time that we've been doing this series. I hope that we will be doing 100 discussion in the next couple of weeks. So the sutta that I'm going to be using for today's topic called Stop Overthinking, Reframe Your Thoughts with Healthy Habits is Nivarana Sutta, which is appeared in Anguttara Nikaya 9.64. So it's in the 9th section of Anguttara Nikaya. So let me give you kind of an outline of the discussion today. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to talk about Nivarana. Nivarana means 5 hindrances. So Buddha initially asks us to calm us down, because if we don't calm us down, or if there's no calmness in us, then we won't be able to practice any other thing. The topic called overthinking is highly related to 5 hindrances, because before we get into Vipassana, the only meditation that we have to start with is Samatha meditation. So in the Samatha meditation, we all need to overcome 5 hindrances. But I want to tell you that a lot of people say that we have to get rid of 5 hindrances. But I'm suggesting you that what we are supposed to do is we have to work with 5 hindrances, because they are energies and we have to work with them and we have to understand them, so that we will have a less time in getting caught up in unnecessary issues like overthinking. Let me first read the Pali Sutta. Once again, the sutta's name is Nivarana Sutta. This is mentioned exactly in the Satipatthana Vagga. So Satipatthana is a very famous word across the Buddhist texts. There are 2 main Satipatthana suttas in Digha Nikaya and Majjhima Nikaya, and there is a whole section in the Samyutta Nikaya, Satipatthana Samyutta, and there is a Vagga chapter in the Anguttara Nikaya for Satipatthana. So this sutta is also called Nivarana Satipatthana Sutta. The reason why it is given as Nivarana Satipatthana Sutta, adding Satipatthana onto the end of the sutta, is that the Buddha suggests that we can only overcome Nivaranas by using the Satipatthana. Satipatthana means mindfulness. So mindfulness based on the body, mindfulness based on the feelings, mindfulness based on the thoughts, mindfulness based on the phenomena. So if you can see mindfulness in those particular sections, then that's how we're going to be overcoming, in this case, working with 5 hindrances. So do not get caught up, do not get misled with the sayings that we have to get rid of 5 hindrances. I mean, that's a big goal. I mean, I want to tell you that we have to work with 5 hindrances. So that's how we're going to make it very smooth, so that we will be able to calm us down. Okay. Nivarana Sutta or Nivarana Satipatthana Sutta. Panchimani Bhikkhave Nivaranani Katamani Pancha. There are these 5 hindrances. What 5? Kamachanda Nivaranang, Vyapada Nivaranang, Tinamitta Nivaranang, Uddacha Kukkucha Nivaranang, Vichikicha Nivaranang, Imaniko Bhikkhave Pancha Nivaranani. So that is the list of 5 hindrances. Kamachanda means sensual desire. Vyapada means ill will. Tina midda means sloth and torpor, or in other words we call dullness and drowsiness. Uddacha kukkucha. Uddacha means restlessness and kukkucha means remorse. And I would say another very easy word for you to remember, worry. Remorse, regret, or worry. Worry is something very simple, popular word for everyone. Vichikicha means doubts. Now the thing is that these are the things that keep us ignorant in our day-to-day life. Now, in short, what I want to tell you is that these 5 hindrances bind us to ignorance and then suffering, dissatisfaction. Whenever we get caught up in sensual pleasures, we are making them real. What happens is, let's say I really like something or someone, and then what happens? It is not the problem of that person. It is the problem of me branding that person real in me. So we can blame 5 hindrances because we are the people behind creating the personal connection or making the objects real. So basically, generally speaking, 5 hindrances bind us to ignorance and suffering after that. So we have to unbind ourselves from the hindrances. So our purpose is to unbind. So you can't do that in a day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 day, 6 day. It's a process. So that's why I'm suggesting you to work with 5 hindrances. Now, in the next part, the Buddha says, how can we overcome 5 hindrances? Ime sankho bhikkave pancannang nivarananam pahanaya ida bhikkave bhikkhu kaye kayanupasse viharati atapi sampajano satima vinaya loke abhijja domanassa. So that means to give up these 5 hindrances, you should develop the 4 kinds of mindfulness meditation. What for? Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana. I think I gave a guest talk to an online group called Dhammika Life in Seattle, Washington State, United States. In that talk, I clearly explained how these particular, 4 pillars of mindfulness work with definition part and reframe part. Definition part, so you have to do these 4 in a perspective this way. You have to meditate on the body. You have to be mindful on the body by observing an aspect of the body, keen, aware, and mindful. So I would translate in the simplest way. Atapi sampajano satima vinaya loki abhijja domana. Atapi means you have to be diligent while you are being mindful about your body postures in your body. I would say any other activities that you do, and breath meditation, all that. So you have to do all that with being diligent and then with full awareness and mindfulness, as well as by overcoming abhijja domanassa. Abhijja domanassa means by overcoming or having, the good way to translate is having overcome abhijja domanassa. Abhijja means covetousness and domanassa means displeasure. Now, what is this abhijja domanassa in a particular world? What is this world? This world is nothing but the world that we create through 5 aggregates. Okay, so we have a lot of covetousness and then we have a lot of displeasure in regard to this the world that we create through 5 aggregates. So we have to get rid of, we have to overcome covetousness and displeasure regarding the the body, which we call as being the 5 aggregates. So that's the definition. So refrain part is something else that is not properly mentioned in here. So in the refrain part, we know we have to do it based on our body, others' bodies, and then the both bodies, and depending on the 3 universal characteristics called anicca, dukkha, anatta. And then we have to do this without attaching to body. So that part is called refrain part. So definition and refrain. So the both parts have to go with each satipatthana. So Dhamma folks, so what you have to understand is the only way to overcome pancha nivarana, 5 hindrances, is to practice 4 satipatthanas with both definition and refrain. Okay. And now I want to go over 5 hindrances a bit, because if you do not get kind of a sense of what they really mean, we won't be able to talk about overthinking after this. Now, I told you that 5 hindrances bind us to ignorance and then suffering, dissatisfaction. So our aim is to unbind ourselves from these hindrances. Is it an easy thing? No, it takes time. It will take practice. You need to have practice. Nothing will happen in a day, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it's like a gym, right? When you go to a gym, you need time, right? You can't expect getting your desired muscles, and you can't get your desired fit body in a month or 2. That's why you need to contact a personal trainer. Rather going to the gym and work out with each machine that that won't make sense. So you have to find out a goal. I had to talk that with a personal trainer, and the trainer will say, you gotta do this, you gotta do kind of some dumbbells, you gotta do some treadmill practices, you gotta warm up, you gotta do certain things. So that's how a workout plan will make sense. So in the same way, none of the practices in spirituality is not going to work in a short time. It takes time, but some manifestations will happen, but it takes time. So keep that in mind. But at the end, you will make that happen. So the second thing I want to tell you is that we will never be able to overcome the pressure, hassle that will come from the five hindrances, as long as we do not perceive that there is an issue with 5 hindrances. So we have to perceive that these are binding us to ignorance and then suffering. So what really happens is that we are making 5 hindrances real, right? Not 5 hindrances are making us real. We are making 5 hindrances real. That is the main issue. So please keep in mind, you are the person who is responsible for making 5 hindrances real. Otherwise, you can make them fake. Because if you are really using your non-reactive awareness in terms of 5 hindrances, sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry or remorse and doubt. If you use your non-reactive spacious awareness, you are much better. They can harm you, but because you are making them real, they are giving you a big time. Kama chanda, which means sensual pleasure. This is the first hindrance that we have to overcome. Okay, so we know that desires, likings, attachments, they have issues, especially when we make the connection to those objects, right? So we think that Because they are taking us to ignorance, we think that we are happy with sensual pleasures. But in real life, in reality, we can understand, can feel that at the end of any pleasure, it is not the truth. We may be happy for a short time, but not in the real sense when you compare with the Dhamma. Vyapada. Vyapada means ill will, thoughts of destroying other beings, right? Just a thought. So what happens is that when someone bumps into our, ego armor, then what happens? We are going to blow up. So it's a big problem, right? So we can be snappy, we be grumpy, we can be irritated. So there are issues, because we don't understand how to take care of us. So the first thing is that what we have to do is we have to let go anger with acknowledgement. You have to understand this is anger, this is jealousy, in this case anger. So you have to acknowledge your anger first. You have to accept that this is anger. So I don't want to let it grow in me. That's the first thing. Second thing is that you have to understand my anger is mostly born of ignorance and pride, right? Because whenever you believe that you exist as a convention, then what happens? You are creating, constructing anger. Especially in this case, this is more dangerous than normal anger, ill will. It's a big problem to us. It binds us, into ignorance. Third, sloth and torpor, tina myth. Now, this is very connected to our today's topic, overthinking. Now, probably you might have heard Arhant Moggallana. There was a sutta that where we see that Arhant Moggallana, he struggled with dozing off during meditation. So he had a problem. He normally fall asleep in meditation. So Buddha instructed him a couple times about this issue. So he was able to get over that issue, because after that Arhant Moggallana was able to manage his presence of mind during the meditation. Now, I want to suggest you that why we are struggling with sloth and torpor. Now, sloth and torpor in normal terms, I can translate for you. It is on one side laziness of your mind, and torpor is laziness of your mental factors, chitta, cetasika. Some people normally translates this to be laziness, dullness. So I would say it is laziness of your mind as well as laziness of your mental factors. So why we run out of energy? It is because we don't know how to stay consistent. Our dexterity is off. So that's why we can run out of energy. That's where we can be lazy in looking at reality. That could be really a vulnerable point for us to turn to bad things. So I want to suggest you, whenever you feel lazy in terms of your spiritual practice, in terms of your normal day-to-day activities, try to find out why it happens to you. Normally, when laziness gives you a hard time, you never think that why I'm getting lazy, why I'm driven to laziness. You are not thinking about it. You are thinking, I'm lazy, I can't do anything. That's a problem. So try to think about why it is happening. So pay attention to the reasons why this is happening to you, and why I get drowsy in my practice. So you have to treat that reason, that cause. Okay, that's about sloth and torpor. So this is one of the reasons, this is the main reason why we get to overthink. The fourth hindrance for our calmness in our normal life is uddacha, kukkucha. Uddacha means restlessness, kukkucha means worry, or I would say remorse. Now, whenever your mind is restless, don't try to push yourself to get out of that restlessness. So calmly, take time to observe your restlessness. See what's happening. Because Buddha always asks us to practice non-reacting or non-reactive spacious awareness. Try to see your restlessness. What's happening? Like most people, they choose one or the other, this or the other, this or that or this. This is an issue. For example, this is good, this is bad. Whenever you are into akusala, unskillful actions, thoughts, words, please take a look. What's happening to me? What is this? Use your non-reactive, skillful awareness, or I would say spacious awareness. In the same way, when your mind is restless, I think this happens most oftentimes to many. Whenever your mind is restless, try to see what is this restlessness like. Why this happens to me? Why this keeps happening to me? That is what you have to do, rather than thinking, oh, I want to get out of my restlessness right away now. I mean, then you are trying to take you to a very pressurizing point. Take time to look at it. Then you have a better chance to work with this restlessness. I'm going to make that happen slowly, gradually. Whenever it happens to me again, you know how to get out of that restlessness nature. So also worry. So worry is one of the reasons for overthinking. That's the topic that I'm combining with Panchanivarana today. So because of the worries, people get to overthink a lot. So worries are really things that you may have done in the past and you still not happy when you recall them. Okay, and Vichikicha is a doubt. Now, in the case of doubt, I want to tell you that do not ignore your doubts. It is what I can say to you is that doubt is a place where you can look back of the particular event, incident. You can look back why this is happening again to me. Now, when a doubt arises in you, I mean, I can say secular doubts and transcendental doubt. Now, we're talking about the secular doubt. Let's say the person that you are loving is giving you a hard time. You suspect that person. You are trying to be overthinking a lot about that particular person. Where are you going? Who are you talking to? What are you doing? So why don't you take time to think about what there may be something else happening. Maybe she's not doing bad. He's not doing bad. Maybe my overthinking. So why don't you look at your doubt in a way that you understand what can happen in reality, rather than trying to, okay, I want to doubt, I wanna suspect all that. So take your doubt into a level where you try to use your awareness of what's happening, rather than trying to think that doubt is something that I always want to ruminate. So use doubt to investigate something with awareness, not to push you, pressurize you that I am stuck, I need help. So try to use that doubt to elevate yourself. I mean, to practice awareness, so that you will understand why it happened, why it keeps coming. Maybe there is a problem with me related to overthinking, right? So these are the 5 hindrances that give us a big time. As long as we do not calm them down, we are in the big chaos. So we have to understand that when we practice samatha meditation, there are 2 main meditations, right? Vipassana and samatha. So we have to start with samatha. That is the most popular advice to many, because in the samatha meditation you calm down. We have to calm first, right? And then we are going to look at inside part. So calmness, inside, they come in a gradual process. So as long as you understand the 5 hindrances with non-reactive, spacious awareness, then you can work with them very well. So otherwise, some people do it for short time and then they expire from the practice, because this practice, the strength of this practice will wax and wane. You can't say, I can stay on to that for long. But don't worry. It's like some people, the way some people meditate. When some people meditate, they judge their meditation practice every day. They say, today I practice meditation well. But on the following day, they say, it's not good. Why you want to do that? So what you have to do is that do your meditation without attaching to the quality, strength of that meditation, right? So the more you are not attaching to the meditation you do, who can do meditation the way that really want every day? There may be some distractions, there may be some physical illnesses, there may be some issues like that we've been suffering this time with COVID-19, right? So you can try to look at the strength of or the quality of the meditation every day. Then you will be unhappy and you will attach to the meditation. Every day it could be a different experience. There may be less distraction, there may be more concentration, but you are not judging it. You are just doing it without judgments. Okay. So in the same way, practice samatha meditation, because that is how we're gonna work with 5 hindrances, so that we can look at the inside part, vipassana part. All right. Now, I'm trying to combine this 5 hindrances teaching to overthinking. How can I do that? Okay. So, what is overthinking? Now, our topic today is we're gonna stop overthinking. We have to stop overthinking. Then we can reframe our thoughts with healthy habits. So I'm going to tell you 7 healthy habits to stop overthinking. We know that worrying and overthinking, they are part of our human experience. If you look back of anyone's life, including myself, we have worries and overthinking. Why not? The only difference is that maybe I might have manage my worries and overthinking better than you. Maybe you might have done better than me, because we are not successful, oftentimes. So anyways, our human experience consists of this worrying and overthinking. Normally what happens, because of worrying, we get to overthink. This is what normally happens. And nobody was bornly an overthinker. Please keep that in mind. We were born afresh, and we were not, neither of us, did have this overthinking habit. But after some time, the way how we react, how we, take care of us, how we take charge of our well-being, overthinking part came into our life. But the thing is that can be easier said than done, right? Because this is always a practice. So what is simply overthinking? To think about something too much or for too long. So this is overthinking. To think about something too much or for too long. So it's about the quantity of thinking, as well as the time of that particular object, right? Thinking part. So now what normally happens to many is that people, they worry about the future because they want to make some catastrophic predictions about their future, so that they are to overthink oftentimes. So on one side they think about their future. On the other side, this is the most popular thing that we can see. They ruminate about their past, because they want to think that they want to beat themselves up about their past, within bracket. Should have, could have, I would say, so pretty much should have, could have. So I could have done this way, I should have done this way, right? They're thinking about something that they could have done, that they should have done. So they all part of should have, I would say, should have, could have. They are worried about should have, could have. So then what happens? They get to overthink. So overthinking can appear in two parts: past experiences and the future experiences. And then what happens whenever you think about corrections and fairness about your past events and the future events, then what happens? You try to promote, improve your self-negative talk, which is not good, right? You always talk to yourself, I could have done this and that. And also, the more you overthink, the more you build up the level of your overthinking, which is not good. So if you start overthinking to a certain extent, then that will create more overthinking, which is not good. So what I'm trying to tell you today is to lead from paralysis to analysis. So we know that overthinking is a paralysis because it materializes, things, right? Because the more you overthink, the longer and the bigger you materializes your need to make a tough decision about the past or the future based on your insecurities. So mostly they are outcomes of your insecurities. So I'm trying to bring you to a place where you can use your non-reactive spaces awareness so that you are safe. You are not, get caught up in either past or future. So, the other thing is that there are negative outcomes of overthinking, right? I mean, on the side of emotions as well as, physical side. Now, we know there are people who have symptoms of depression, people who have elevated stress levels, who have clouded judgments about things, right? Which is not really nice. So they are trying to sort of like turn their real concerns off because they are victims of overthinking. So this is a real problem. So the first thing I want to bring up is we have to think, why do we overthink? Why do I overthink? This is the first question I want you to think about. Because if you don't ask this from yourself, you will never do anything to get it over. Normally, or generally speaking, we know overthinking is a byproduct of anxiety or depression. Because of the worries and the remorse, you are suffering from anxiety and depression, stress-related stuff. So it's a byproduct of those mental depressions. Also, there is a big connection between a thought and rumination. Now, we know overthinking is a part of thinking, right? So, part of a thought. So, thought and rumination. So, rumination is a process where someone keeps thinking. Now, if we go to Visuddhimagga, one of the Buddhist texts, we understand there are 6 characters, temperaments. One of the characters is Vitakka Charita. Vitakka Charita means someone who is ruminating all the time. The person who is now this is the same thing that we see in a overthinker. Overthinkers never get to a decision. What they do is they keep thinking about the past. They want to change the past. They won't be able to change the past, and they want to change the future. Yes, you can, but their way how they think about their future is not helping them to change their future, which is really useless. So there's a big connection between thought and rumination. Now, the thing is, the way you respond to your thoughts can sometimes keep you in a cycle of rumination or repetitive thinking. So the way how you respond, to your thoughts can sometimes keep you in a cycle of rumination or repetitive things. So the way how we respond to a certain thought, that's why we have to be careful how we respond to a thought. And the other thing is that we have to ask from ourselves some questions. Do I feel irritated? Do I feel nervous? Do I feel guilty? So these are major questions, that emotional questions that we have to ask at all times. If we don't ask us, rather than trying to, you know, put the blame on others, accuse others, saying that you are the problem of my anger, you are the cause of my anger. Try to take charge of your irritation, your fear, and your, other things. Uh, you know, Most importantly, we have to ask this question: what is the primary emotion behind my thoughts? So that question will help us to figure out, am I an overthinker? So where am I at in my overthinking pattern? How I am making my overthinking, habits. So how I can, sort of, overcome this overthinking. So all these questions, all these areas of overthinking can be solved if you can think about these questions about yourself. Why do I feel irritated? Why do I feel nervous? Why do I feel guilty? What is the primary emotion behind my thoughts? So these questions have to be asked at all times. So now I am moving on to the part where I'm going to share with you healthy habits. So there are 7 healthy habits I'm going to share with you today to overcome or stop your overthinking. The first healthy habit: re-narrate your story. What is it? Now, you worry about, this is where this is how you're going to overthink. You worry about a past story. Why can't you re-narrate it? Write your story again. Re-narrate it. How can you re-narrate? Now, what happens to many? They have these limiting beliefs. What are they? I always been a warrior. I always been not happy, with this person, with that person, with this job, with the degree, with the comforts that I'm having. Oh, some people make, personal comments to themselves. I'm just naturally more anxious, sensitive. Because I have been a very sensitive person, I have been more vulnerable to my issues. So why can't they re-narrate their story? Why can't they make their story, write their story again? This mental story again. So that is the first thing that they can do to stop their overthinking. So when they are overthinking, because they think that their story is real and it is fixed. So the first thing is that you have to change by re-narrating your story. Otherwise, what will happen to you? Those stories will hold you back. Definitely. There's no doubt. So you won't be able to change. So you have to re-narrate your story. Let's say somebody was mean to you and you are thinking, oh, that happened. I can change, but I changed my mind, the way I look at it, right? I changed my mind, the way I view that incident. I changed the mind, that thing happened, rather than thinking could have, should have, what if kind of stuff. And the other thing is, whenever you change your story, whenever you re-narrate your story, that will change your life. That means you are not overthinking anymore. So the first thing is re-narrate your story. Second healthy habit that I want to share with you is be self-compassion. Be kind. This is twofold. Practice self-compassion and compassion to others. Now, what does this mean? If you can ease the load for someone else, if you can help someone on a daily basis, this could change, the way that we are practicing nowadays. But there are ways to help someone by being kind. So first, you have to be kind to yourself. That's why you want to listen to me today, because you want to learn how to stop overthinking. So that's a way of being kind to yourself. At the same time, you are trying to be compassionate to others. How can I help someone who can't go to grocery? How can I help someone who can't take care of their whatever the things? So you are thinking about someone. So that shift of your attention that shift of your attitude or whatever perspective on a daily basis will help you not to overthink, because you are engaged with something else, right? So the second thing that I want to share with you as a healthy habit to stop overthinking is be kind. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Some people, they're kind to others, they are not kind to themselves, which is a disaster. You have to be kind to you, practice compassion, and then be compassionate to others. I wrote a book and I published the book on Amazon in English for my birthday last month. You can check it out, more information about my writings about self-compassion. Check out on Amazon. The third healthy habit to stop overthinking is I'm going to combine a couple things with this healthy habit, okay? Please pay your more attention. You're going to stay present at all times. You're going to let go of your past. Take a deep breath with a meditation. So there are 3 combined practices. So stay present, let go of your past, take deep breaths with a particular meditation. So why is staying present very important? Actually, living in the moment is key to learning how to stop overthinking. Because a lot of people, they don't understand the biggest problem that they get to overthink is that their mind is shifting, running around like a monkey. They don't know that I have to be here. Because overthinking always arises because your mind is switching either to the past or to the future. So this is the key thing. If you can stay present, you can, you can easily stop overthinking. So the third healthy habit, which is a combination, is staying present. That's one thing. Second thing is you need to let go of your past. We know that past is important. Why not? Because we are building up our present time, future from past. But we are not supposed to dwell in the past. We're not supposed to live in the past. Past is gone, right? So my suggestion for you is that you should not let your mistakes control your present time and the future. Now, let's say you blundered, you screwed up in the past with some mistakes. Don't let those mistakes ruin your present time and the future. That's it. So, other than that particular activity, your past makes nothing to you. You can't change your past. Also, you should not let your bad things happen in the past repeat again, right? So the same thing, right? So you should not let your bad time in the past ruin your present time and the future, because you know that they were really bad. So that is what you have to think. You have to remove your past in terms of should haves, could haves, and those kind of stuff, because what if, should haves, could haves. So people are actually really struggling by looking at their past that way. So go to the past just to learn out of the past, but do not live in the past. Plan ahead your future, but do not dwell in the future, because future has yet to come. That's the main reason. So the third healthy habit, which is a combination, staying present, let go of your past, take a deep breath, or take deep breath. This is very interesting for a meditation. So I want to tell you, there are 3 main easy things that you can do to practice a meditation. I mean, in terms of, taking breaths. There are 3 main steps that I want to suggest you. The first step in terms of breath meditation, I mean, most of you are practicing secular kind of meditation. So in terms of a secular type of meditation with regard to breath meditation, I want to suggest these 3. Find a comfortable place to sit and relax your neck and shoulders, because these are the 2 parts where you feel very stiff after stress, after overthinking. Your neck and your shoulders getting really stiff after a lot of trauma, mental trauma, right? So because your main plan is to, relax your neck and shoulders by finding a comfortable place to sit. So for the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to sit in a comfortable place to relax your neck and the shoulders. Second thing is that place one hand over your heart and the other hand across your belly. You can actually notice, watch what's going on that way. The third thing is by putting the same way, placing one hand over your heart, the other hand across your belly. You're gonna inhale and exhale through your nose. Some people they inhale, exhale through their mouth. No, you can't. A good meditational practitioner never take breaths through mouth, because that's a wrong practice. You're gonna take your breaths, you gotta breathe in, breathe out through your nose only. That's the best way to practice breath meditation. So inhale and exhale through your nose, paying attention to how your chest and stomach move as you breathe. That's a good practice, So you are combining this breath meditation practice with staying present, letting go of your past. Okay. Also, I want to tell you to do 3 more things because you can't do this at all times. So I'm going to suggest you to do 3 things, especially to stay present and to, especially to stay present, because this third, healthy habit is a combination of staying present, letting go of the past, doing a meditation like breath meditation. The first thing that I want to ask you is that unplug. Unplug is not that you are going to unplug kind of an electronic gadget. Unplug is shut off. Turn off your electronic gadgets at least for a short time during a day. You can practice that because we are so much attached to our electronic gadgets. Can you spend 1 hour without looking at your phone? Can you spend 30 minutes not looking at your Facebook Messenger, Facebook posts? Can you do that? A lot of people, they can't do it because they're so much conditioned, so much attached to, outside things. I'm not just saying the social media and internet. They can. Just turn off them for a short time, and then you do that every day. That is for yourself. That is to look within you, not look inside the Facebook, not look inside the social media. A lot of actually, negativities people have on such places. There are good things too, like things that we do and other monks and people do. But there are a lot of, negative, garbage stuff that we can see. So we gotta get conditioned by those things over. So the first thing is unplug. Second thing is eat mindfully, because you're eating at least 3 times. So eat mindfully. When you eat, do not watch TV or phone. Don't look at the phone. Just eat. Have a healthy meal. Eat mindfully. Third thing is get outside. Try to go outside of your house, at least just for a short walk, depending on COVID situation. So these 3 things: unplug, that means turn off your gadgets for a short time every day, certain time. Second thing is eat mindfully. Third thing is get outside. So we can also approach something called recognizing automated negative thought. We call it ANT, which means we can get rid of knee-jerk negative thoughts, because we are trying to look at what's going on, being in the present moment. That's the third healthy habit to do, which means stay present, let go of your past, take deep breaths with a meditation. And I'm moving on to the 4th healthy habit. Zoom out, focus on solutions, take action. This is my suggestion as the 4th healthy habit. Zoom out. What is zoom out? Zoom out means when something happened to you in the past, try to look at the bigger picture of that event. But you are only picking on a small thing that made you really bad, that made you really irritated, that made you really uncomfortable. You're picking only that part. You don't take the other part. It's like a whiteboard. There's a black spot over there. You're picking on that black spot. You're not taking the whole bigger picture. Let's say someone is mean to me. Someone is mean to you. You're thinking this way. Okay, this person is a nice person, but there's some dark side. There's a dark side of this guy, this person. So how can I better face this thing? So you're going to look at that in a very inclusive, in a bigger way, not just picking the small thing. So try to zoom out the bad event, good event and bad event, the bigger picture. So what happens to many is that when they go over some thoughts about the past events, because they are not taking care of what's going on. So what happens is they are not taking any concrete actions about a certain situation, certain event that happened in the past. Then what happens? They are not able to zoom out. So they are not able to look at the bigger picture of that particular event, which is bad or good. So also, once you zoom out, once you look at the bigger picture of that particular event which was bad to you, then what will happen? You will give more energy to the solution part. Now, when a lot of people going to solve problems, they are putting energy to the question. They are not putting energy to the solution, right? So you have to, let's say you have a problem, you have this overthinking problem. So you have to put your energy to the solution part, not to the, okay, how am I overthinking? How many times have I overthought, right? This is not where you should put energy to. You should put energy to the solution part. How can I get rid of my overthinking? So that is the place where I'm going to put my energy to. For example, I would say if you have a lot of stress at work, you can rethink your career path. There's always opportunity for you to develop your, power up, develop, change your career path. Also, if you want to change some of the bigger things in your life, you can set some aspirations, goals for yourself, so that you can get in there, right? Rather than just stagnating just because you can't express yourself. What about your life? You think that your life is out of your control. You can always make a decision today to get back behind the wheel. You always have a chance to, get back behind the wheel. Otherwise, you are still stuck. You are still, incapacitated. You are not. You're not feeling yourself to that I'm moving, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm growing. So you have to make that happen, right? That is what I said. Zoom out, focus on solution. Don't focus on the problem of overthinking. Try to focus on solution. Take actions. When you know this is solution, you're gonna put that into practice. Don't just wait. Don't just delay. That is the fourth. That is the fourth healthy habit to stop overthinking. Number 5. Tally up your accomplishments. What is tallying up? You have to tally up your accomplishment. Look at how many things you have accomplished rather than how many places where you failed, because that will help you to power up and to get away from overthinking. Like a lot of people, they seem to have accomplished many things, let's say 9 things, but there was only one failure. They are running after that one failure, so they can't tally up. So I encourage you to acknowledge your success by tallying up your accomplishment. That's the 5th healthy habit. The 6th one is embrace your fears. Encounter, face them, don't run away. If you have a fear, face your fear, encounter your fear, and then try to know the difference between fear and intuition, because you're gonna work with your fear with the support of intuition. Because if you have intuition, you are easily decipher the difference between fear and intuition. So you are able to understand, this is where I got stuck, this is what you had to do. So you are kind of separating out fear and intuition. So embrace embrace, accept your fears, then solve them with intuition. So that's the sixth one. Now let's say you have a problem with overthinking. You have a fear about something you may have done in the past. Then what you are supposed to do is that you understand this happened. Now I'm really scared of that. Maybe you think that you did it because you were scared. Now you embrace, you encounter that fear. And then your solution part is intuition. Intuition is a wisdom. So you try to understand, this was my fear and I really want to take action to take charge of my well-being without falling prey to fear one more time. Final healthy habit to stop overthinking. Get the right tools. We know if you want to repair your house, if somebody wants to repair your something at home, if you want to repair anything else, there is a toolkit, right? There's a toolkit. If it is hardwood, flow repairing with hardwood, if it is painting, if it is a vehicle, if it is something else, there is always a certain bunch of toolkit. So you have to get the right tools to stop overthinking. So I want to tell you that stopping overthinking or stop overthinking is not a genetic facility, genetic skill. We all have to learn it and then to work with overthinking, as I've been explaining to you. So many people who have been able to take charge of their emotions by stopping overthinking, they have been able to do that with determination. They had a lot of energy to do that. So we need to power up. We need to take charge of our well-being in a way, thinking to elevate our energy, improve our energy. What is this energy? Energy is a part of emotions. Emotions are energy. Let's say the first thing that as I said, do a self-checking. If you know you are an overthinker, then you have to start with the first healthy habit. In the first healthy habit, we suggested that we have to start to re-narrate our story. So if you have enough energy to start that, because energies won't come naturally. You have to put you in perspective to have energy. You have to this is kind of an understanding about why I'm overthinking. That's the game changer. When you know that, you have to start. You have a problem with overthinking. Then you're gonna solve the problem. That is energy. Once you have the energy, you're gonna re-narrate your story. Number two, you're gonna be compassionate to yourself, to others. You're gonna stay present. This is a combination. Stay present, let go your past, and practice deep meditation with deep breaths. And the fourth one we talk about, you have to zoom out, see the bigger picture of your overthinking issue, and focus on solutions, not on problems. Take actions. And the fifth healthy habit is tally up your accomplishments. Do not just get caught up with your failures. You've been able to accomplish a lot. Why you only look at 2-3 failures? Huh? So you need to tally up your accomplishment. That is one of the best ways to stop overthinking too. And the sixth one is embrace, face your fears. And also know the difference between fears and intuition. The last one, the seventh one, is get the right tool. Right tool. What are the right tools in terms of stopping this overthinking? The first thing is determination, energy. And also, we have to understand that with determination, you need to find out how you has become an overthinker. Why I need to get out of my overthinking habit. And what will happen to me. Now, when we look at the people who have been successfully accomplished, got rid of their overthinking, we can see that once they stop their overthinking, they are happier people. They are happier because they have nothing to worry. And they are more rested, more calm. And they also have a positive influence on those around you or around them. See, there are many benefits of stopping overthinking. Uh, so I also suggest, from the Buddhist perspective, try to practice vipassana. So this is one of the other than these 7 healthy habits, I can say that having vipassana practice, I think, is the most, you could do at the end as the 8th healthy habit. Uh, the way to see your problems, your worries, your remorse in regard to overthinking. Also, I want to say to you, in the Buddhist teachings, we also know there are a couple words about reflection, contemplation. The Buddha had asked monks to contemplate over and over. Reflection, reflect over and over. Is that an overthinking? No, because in terms of reflections and contemplations of the Dhamma, you will never get caught up, fall prey to worries and upsetting things. You only focus on Dhamma because your main focus is to get rid of greed, hatred, delusion. But when you think about worries and the bad things happen in the past to you, or that you think about the future, uh, that is not on a par with related to uh, reflection and contemplation that we know in the Buddhist teachings. So, if you are an overthinker, the first advice for me is that uh, get started with this practice, get started with these 7 healthy habits, and you will not be an overthinker any longer. This is what I really wanted to tell you today. So, if I want to combine hindrances back again, most people overthink because they do not understand they are bound by 5 hindrances to ignorance and suffering. So if you take care of your hindrances, you will have a less chance to get caught up with overthinking, which will take you to ignorance and suffering. Okay, any questions? I hope there are no questions. So let's wind up, wrap this up by sharing good karmas, transferring merits to the departed relatives, and sharing good karmas with the deities. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating so far be shared by all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Also, we're going to share all the good karmas with the deities, devas, higher beings in the Buddhist teachings. So they include all the deities, higher beings. May all the higher beings share in these good karmas, share with these good karmas. May they be happy and peaceful. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana as well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammihi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya akasattha ca bummattha deva naga mahiddika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkang tuluka sasanang chirang rakkang tudesanang chirang rakkang tumang paranti. Finally, let's make a great wish. May all the good karmas we've been accumulating in all these ways by thinking about Dhamma, as well as learning how to stop overthinking and to reframe our mind with healthy habits, help all of us to attain the final goal of Buddhism, the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I'm going to bless you with couple stanzas. Please receive the blessings. Abhivadana silis nichang vadha pachayino chattaru dhamma vadhanti ayuvannu sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sangha sampatti me vacha atu nibbana sampatti iminati saminjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, please continue to take care of yourself. And you know that we've been conducting some talk shows, interviews in the meantime. If you have time, stay tuned with that too. Take care. Have a good night. Have a good morning to people who are watching from Asia. Thank you.